A gala performance on the opening night of the APEC conference. 21 member nations gathering to talk about trade and security, getting a serious scolding from President Trump.
We can no longer tolerate these chronic trade abuses, and we will not tolerate them.
The president touched down in Vietnam with a frank message for America's trading partners. If you want to do business with the United States, you have to play by the rules.
From this day forward, we will compete on a fair and equal basis. We are not going to let the United States be taken advantage of anymore. I am always going to put America first, the same way that I expect all of you in this room to put your countries first.
The message was clearly aimed at China, but also includes other East Asian nations, even Canada and Mexico, all of whom the U.S. runs a significant trade deficit with. President Trump said the days of America's participation in big multilateral trade agreements like the Trans-Pacific Partnership are over, which prompted one audience member to interrupt the president's speech.
But while we lowered market barriers, other countries didn't open their markets to us. Funny. They must have been one of the beneficiaries. What country do you come from, sir?
President Trump also kept up the drumbeat on North Korean nukes, urging APEC nations to band together against the threat and not allow Kim Jong-un to jeopardize their hard-fought economic gains.
Every single step the North Korean regime takes toward more weapons is a step it takes into greater and greater danger. The future of this region and its beautiful people must not be held hostage to a dictator's twisted fantasies of violent conquest and nuclear blackmail.
After months of rejecting diplomacy with North Korea as useless, President Trump cracked the door to negotiation open ever so slightly during his visit to Japan. On the way to Vietnam, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson opened it a little wider, telling reporters he can envision having preliminary talks with the North about a way to get to the negotiating table. At the United Nations, North Korean officials continued to blame the U.S. for the crisis.
Owing to the extreme hostile policy and the nuclear threat of the U.S. towards the DPRK, the situation of the Korean Peninsula is on the brink of a nuclear war.
One thing that likely won't happen at APEC, a formal meeting between President Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin. The two shook hands at the opening ceremony, but White House officials say there isn't enough to talk about to warrant a full bilateral. President Trump will have another opportunity to lobby the entire group when he speaks at the main APEC sessions happening in Da Nang today. On Monday, he will be in Manila, where he will meet with Filipino strongman leader Rodrigo Duterte, who revealed today that he stabbed someone to death at the age of 16, though his spokesman said he thinks that Duterte was just kidding. Brett?
Interesting. John Roberts traveling with the president Saturday morning in Vietnam.